Hey, welcome to Sipper Social Club. I'm Jeremy, and tonight I'm counting down my top 10 Scotch whiskies to drink out of a tumbler, rocks glass, whatever you may call it. I reach for this when I'm maybe drinking outside, when I'm drinking kind of more than maybe an ounce, when I'm drinking something that I don't necessarily need a nosing glass for. Sure, you can get a decent nose out of one of these, but nothing kind of like a tulip-shaped Glencairn or something like that. If maybe I'm sitting down, I'm watching a movie, I'm watching the game. I want to drink a little bit more than just like an ounce and a half, 2 ounces. Rocks glass, tumbler is where I reach for. Let's count down my top 10 Scotch whiskies that I like to drink out of a rocks glass. If I'm outside, chilling, want a nice pour, what am I looking for? Maybe something that I don't necessarily need to nose every single time I reach for the glass. Something that I've had before, that I know the profile. Something that's not expensive. Something that's not super complex. Something that I can enjoy a long pour of, sit back, relax for a long period of time. Let's get at it. I'm going to be drinking out of my favorite tumbler. This is the Notman Noblesse whiskey tumbler, division of Riddle, one of the best glass companies on the planet. I just like the way this feels. It's got a nice weight to it. Sits in your palm very, very well. Really like the crystal. This is Bavarian crystal. It fits in your hand really nice. Love the cut. Nice and weighted. And this is about a 14-ounce glass, so maybe a little bit smaller than like a 16 or an 18 standard. Worked well for whiskey. Highly, highly recommend if you're looking for a set of tumblers. Definitely get these. Not sponsored by any means, but these are my favorite for sure. All right, grouping these two together at 10 and 9, Glenfiddich 12 and Johnnie Walker 12, the black label. These are the Scotch whiskies you'll find at most bars. Add the Glenlivet 12 in there as well. If you're not specifically at a whiskey bar, this is probably what you're looking at. If you're at a wedding, you're at a resort, they don't have a huge selection of Scotch. These are the most common ones. I like to drink them out of a tumbler, sit back, relax. Absolutely no need to nose whiskeys like these. Easy pours, nice drinkers. Not something I'm looking for when I sit down for a nice night with Scotch, but when I'm out, having a good time, something long pour. Two of the most recognized brands in Scotch whiskey, accessible, fairly inexpensive, and a go-to in a tumbler. Coming in at number 8, Talisker 10-year-old. Personal favorite of mine, really nice introduction to a nicely smoky, peated Scotch whiskey. Of course, Johnnie Walker Black Label 12-year-old has a little bit of smoke in it. This is a legit peated whiskey. Isle of Skye, 45.8% ABV. Nice sweetness on the peat here. Really nice coastal elements. Huge bump up in complexity and enjoyment for me. Love sitting outside with a Talisker 10. I feel that when you're sitting outside with a nice peated Scotch, it really does kind of break through and hold up to the elements, especially on the nose. One thing that you definitely sacrifice drinking Scotch outside is the ability to get the entire nose. Peated Scotch really works well. Talisker 10, great stuff. Moving right along to number 7, it's Highland Park 10-year-old. This one also has a decent amount of peat in it. Considering what Highland Park delivers for peat, I would say the 10 probably delivers some of the most amount in the core range. Only balled at 40% ABV, but this does deliver a nice amount of complexity. Really nice, easy drinking Scotch here. Really, really like this. I would prefer it over the 12. I did a review head-to-head with the 12-year-old. I would take this. A better price, not available in every market. Unfortunately, the US, I don't think brings this in. Everywhere else in the world, you should be able to find it for a decent price. And still, one of my favorites in the core range, for sure. Coming in at number 6, one of my new all-time favorites in Scotch whiskey, the Arran 10-year-old, 46% ABV, non-chill filtered, no added color. This whiskey provides an amazing amount of balance between sweetness, malt characteristic. There's a great honey note in here. I reach for this if I'm looking for something without peat. Really nice balance. I don't want big, heavy sherry notes. I just want a nice, majority ex-bourbon matured single malt. I mean, this one's been talked about a lot. It was Ralphie's Whiskey of the Year. It was the Online Scotch Whisky Awards Whiskey of the Year. Amazing value for this bottle. I think around $55 Canadian is what I paid. Some people pay a little bit more. Some people pay a little bit less. It's a great purchase. I've definitely stocked up on a few of these to have. Really, really like this in the tumbler. This one, I'll sit down, I'll watch the game, I'll have a nice pour, sit back and relax. It's easy drinking. Really, really like it. One of the best. All right, coming in at number 5, it's Compass Box's Orchard House, 42% ABV, a blended malt comprised of mostly Clynelish, and Linkwood. Really, really nice stuff. This is the best summertime pour for outside in a tumbler. 100% my favorite. Last summer, drank a lot of this stuff. It's light, it's crisp, it's clean. This whiskey loves warm weather. It is a great, great time summer pour. This is the ultimate summer evening, front porch, sun's going down. Cannot go wrong with this. This was one of my favorite pours this last summer, and you'll probably see this on a list at the year end. All right, for numbers 4 and 3, we're going to Campbelltown. It's the Kilkerran 12 and the Springbank 10-year-old. I absolutely love Campbelltown whiskey. I think that the profile they deliver is just so unique to Scotland. I've said so much about the Springbank 10-year-old. I named it my whiskey of the year in 2019. It is absolutely glorious, especially that year's bottling. Just so much complexity with all the great elements you get with a peated Scotch and with an ex-bourbon maturation. Really kind of shines here. The balance between that funky Campbelltown peat note with the sweetness, the malt characteristics. Excellent, excellent stuff. I drink this out of a tumbler because I want it to last a long time. I need a bigger pour of this stuff. This is just a sit back and relax, outside, inside, watching the game. I reach to this all the time. I'm looking for something a little more with some edge to it. The Kilkerran 12, great value purchase. Absolutely love this whiskey as well. Really like this like hickory kind of oak note that I get with the Kilkerran. Kind of integrated very, very well with the rest of like those honeys and lemons and different aspects that you get with this one. Again, these two I want when I'm sitting back for a couple hours and want just a long pour without getting up. Great with a cigar. Excellent, excellent stuff. Gotta have Campbelltown on the list. All right, number 2, another Scotch that I've talked so much about on this channel. Named it my whiskey of the year last year. It's the Glenallachie 12-year-old. Cannot say enough good things about this. Absolutely great value, great sherried whiskey. Probably one of the best on the market right now for the price at 12 years old. A combination of PX, Oloroso, and virgin casks. When I'm looking for something with heavy sherry notes, this is what I reach for. It's great in every single scenario that I mentioned before. Watching the game, out on the porch, with a cigar, by the campfire. It's just translates super, super well. I can drink it anytime, anywhere, and I'll be super happy. It's versatile. I love it. Can't say enough good things. All right, and then number 1 Scotch whiskey to drink out of a tumbler. This is all about nostalgia for me. It's the Lagavulin 16. Such a great go-to. This brings back memories of times when I was out with friends on the beach with a campfire. This just seems to pair with a campfire super, super well. It's got this campfire-esque peat to it. Kind of different than stuff you get in different areas of Islay. This peat profile to me is more of that smoky. It's not so much of the iodine. It's not so much of the medicinal style of peat, maybe like with the Freud. This is more of that smoky element. And it just pairs with campfires so, so well. This is what I have in my glass right now. The sweetness here and the smoke element comes through, and it's just very, very nice. There's like this candy element to it that works well. When you have a really nice sweetness with smoke, to me that is everything, and that's just so, so good. This is an older bottling of Lagavulin 16. I've heard that quality is maybe a little dipped a little bit. I haven't noticed that. But this brings back so many good memories. First time drinking like a peated Scotch outside at the beach. On with a campfire at night. Could not go wrong with this. So there's my list. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Where does Lagavulin 16 fit for you? And drinking out of a tumbler. When do you do it? When do you like it? When don't you? I know some people are strictly, Glencairns, strictly like tulip-shaped nosing glasses. Is there a whiskey that translates better in something like this than in another glass? Let me know in the comments down below what's your favorite Scotch whiskey to drink out of a tumbler, and when are you reaching for glassware like this? Let me hear your comments down below, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. Cheers.